What is going on, everybody? This is Zach Honest here, Honest Content. Just here to kind of do a little developer playthrough of Whispers of Winter. This is the campaign that I made years back when I was in college. And this is basically just an updated version, a playthrough of the new iteration of the campaign. So it's basically just me talking about what was inspiring certain aspects of the map, what was going into the update, everything like that. So you'll notice right away there's actually much better survivor dialogue. And they actually come out of the survivors' mouths, which is kind of funny because for years I actually used the wrong entity, and that's why it wasn't working correctly, was just that. Now there is a couple instances where I had to use the old way of doing it, but essentially that did end up getting fixed mostly. So one of the big things behind this update and why I kind of released sort of a deluxe version was the fact that I wanted to give this map a fair shake, because essentially this is like an updated version, and this has much better lighting. So you're probably noticing that right away the lighting looks a lot better. The previous iteration of the map had no color correction, no HDR lighting. It was really dark. Now, you know, it's a nighttime map. I don't mean like dark in that way. It just, the shadows don't look good. The lighting doesn't really look good. And now it just looks way better. It looks like an actual like kind of Valve map would look visually, because all the Valve maps have HDR lighting. So it was actually took a lot of work to sort of get to that level. And also, spoiler alert, but I've been making my own campaign. So that was the impetus of like going back to Whispers of Winter. I've been making a new campaign, and in that campaign I wanted to add HDR lighting. So I learned like how to do it correctly, and that's why I essentially decided to update Whispers of Winter. Now I'm sure you're noticing right away the sledgehammer. Sledgehammer is an exclusive weapon to this campaign. It also will be in the new campaign that I'm working on. But essentially, the sledgehammer, I feel like it's like a guitar or something. It just hits really hard, and it has a lot of range. I actually think it's really good, even though it like you wouldn't really know. Like a lot of the best melee weapons are the sharp ones, but shout out to Lieutenant Rocky. I mean, he added it to the campaign, so shout outs to him, and also shout outs to like the people behind like the music in this campaign. I think Panda was his tag. Panda was the main person behind the music for this map, and also for the new map that I'm working on too. Really talented kind of guy. He did a really solid job. Now, essentially, what was inspiring this map specifically, this map 1. I was very inspired by Dnieper. I won't lie, I definitely like lifted. I definitely lifted certain aspects from Dnieper, like these escalators. Some of the beginning parts of this map, straight from Dnieper. So I did give them credit for definitely being inspired by them, and also just looking up, just Googling images on like how like snow would like fall in a mall and stuff like that, like an abandoned mall. Like I think I like looked up like snow abandoned mall, and just kind of took those like images on Google as like inspiration. One of the big things that I did on this map was I improved its visuals, so that you'll notice there's like lights hanging from the helicopter. There's lights going around. That was one of the big things that I added, and also. You can go in every single mall store now. 99% of them, I think. There's a couple exceptions, but pretty much you can go in every single one and look for supplies, that type of thing. It always bothered me that this was a mall and you really didn't go into many like stores or anything like that. So I made sure in this update to sort of do that. So yeah, it's cool. Tanks coming. Right on, right on. Here he is. I also, Back to School is one of my favorite maps too. So I definitely was inspired by them a bit too. I think I credit them as well in certain aspects of this campaign. Even though that's not even a snow map, I just was really a huge fan of Back to School. So here's the other instances of going in the mall, that type of thing. I also added a lot more supplies, so that was another big thing I made sure to do, was basically make the maps a little bit easier in some way by adding health packs, more pills to spawn, more items. So I'm kind of just like going in the new areas that I added. It's kind of neat. I think it buffs special infected quite a bit. If you play this in versus, having more areas to spawn in. So this panic event's pretty simple. You just start the button. I think there's a couple more areas I can show. This is a new area. I think I added a scout spawn up there. Scouts are really bad though. I don't recommend using it. Yeah, and I added this area too. Damn. Okay, let's give this to one of the survivors. But yeah, I think the overall goal of this update was to essentially, with like this new kind of look on like optimization, because I'm not gonna lie, my optimization was pretty bad in the past. The goal was to kind of be like, okay, let's give this campaign a fair shake, because it is one of my favorites that I made. I would say it's probably my second favorite, behind the new campaign that I'm working on. It's almost done, and maybe it'll be done by the time the video comes out.
Going with machine gun.
And also survival mode, campaign mode, well obviously campaign, versus survival, scavenge are all available. Scavenge, it's only 3 maps, 3 of the 5, so it's 1, 3, and 5, and then for survival, every map is actually now playable now, so that's cool. I think originally it was just 4 maps. Silly little like balance stuff you gotta kind of take into account when you're making a map like this. I was watching someone play Versus, and there was a tank in this theater, and there's no ladders on these, there's no infected ladders up here, so literally the survivors were just planking on the side here, and they were just going back and forth, and then while the tank would try to chase them down, they would fall off and jump around and do it again. And I thought jumping on the ledges was like really OP. Like jumping on these ledges specifically, because they were just shooting at the tank while I was trying to chase him down. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make it so you can jump up this ledge. Stuff like that you have to like kind of think about when you're mapping, because really small things like that can be abused. Oh, am I being pounced? One of the other things that I did in this update was adding a lot more snow, so you'll see that pretty much here, for example, there's like snow here. A lot of the props have snow on top of them, so you'll see stuff up there does, this does. It's actually really neat. It kind of adds like a thing or two to the map. I think it's something I didn't really do enough in the original iteration, so yeah, you'll see a lot more snow. I mean, it is a snow map, it makes sense. And there's also more graffiti too, so there's like graffiti, I think there's like more graffiti in like pretty much almost every safe room, so this one specifically has a lot more. So yeah, map 1, the mall, was definitely based off of Dnieper, and like kind of Googling like what malls would look like if they were abandoned and if it was snowing in there. That was kind of the inspiration for map 1. For map 2, you'll see this later, I was definitely inspired by Outlast. And Outlast is really good horror game. One of the last chapters in Outlast, I'll bring it up when we get there, but it looks very similar to what I did here. But yeah, so there's more survivor dialogue. You'll see most of the time their lips actually move, so that's nice. Unless it's like a weird DLC map where they're referencing the cold, or not a map, a voice line where they're referencing the cold, which those are not AI, those are actually lines that they recorded, which is insane. Alright, let's get going. I did do balance changes, like, oh, we got unlucky this time, but this weapon used to always be a hunting rifle. We got pretty unlucky, but it can be any tier 2 weapon. So I basically did that pretty much to every single weapon spawn. That used to be a Counter-Strike weapon, I changed it to just a random tier 2 weapon. And the reason why I did that was because it just made more sense thematically, and I just was like, you know what, let's do this because, like, back in the day when I first made this map, Counter-Strike weapons were like cool because no one knew they were in the game, so putting them in the campaign, which is what I did, was like, oh, this is neat. Yeah, you remember back in the day, you had to grab ammo. That was before they were like officially in the game. Oh shit, tank. Fuck. Oh my god, Rochelle, what? What are you doing, Rochelle? Fucking stepped in front of my body. And they're using the worst weapon in the game now. That's great. Okay. At least they're distracted by Ellis. Oh, fuck, I didn't expect that. Oh my god. He's gotta be dead, come on. Oh my god. Yeah, we got really unlucky with that scout spawn.
Healing.
I'm taking his kit. Alright then. So you'll notice here, especially, there's a lot more snow everywhere. Again, that was something that I really kind of wanted to do. Yeah, like over here, on the car.
Ammo here.
Now you can't go on top of it. Because I thought about it, I was like, you wouldn't really walk onto a car like that, because it would be slippery as hell, so there's a couple instances where I clipped them. Fire bullets, I'm just going to keep moving. This map specifically looks a lot better with HDR lighting. It looks way better. Every map almost is just leagues better previously lighting wise. The smoker. You'll notice there's like a giant pile of snow here. I added that. The pile of snow allows you to actually walk back, so you can actually save people, so on and so forth. It's probably a buff to survivors, low-key, but you can bring them back. Another example of like clipping, there was a low chance of like bots if you were to jump on the ledge here. You would sometimes make the bots actually fall off the cliff, which is funny. It wasn't happening all the time, but it was a rare thing to happen. And I was like, you know what, the only way to patch this out is to make it so no one can jump on this pipe, because the survivors just tend to fall off the cliff, which is, their AI is pretty dumb. So that was really the only way to fix that. Ooh, got the spitter. Is there a witch?
Reloading.
Shit. Is it in the pipe? This is the worst place to have it, and a boomer. Oh, shit. Run. This is bad, guys.
Witch coming, witch coming.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, let's get Ellis. He'll save me. He'll save me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ellis. Okay, alright. Worth it. Oh, no.
Give me some help.
Oh my god. Dude, Ellis, this is why I hate bots. I hate them so much. I can't fucking kill a jockey correctly. This is normal mode, guys. Okay. Alright. Anyways, oh yeah, there's better thumbnail icons in every single image. Campaign poster also has been changed, and that was something that I wanted to do with this update because I was like, you know, this is kind of like this is a big update for this map. So I was like, let's add like, I wanted a different campaign poster that was done by someone that actually like does those correctly. And shout out to the person who did a really crazy good job on that. So that was really nice of them. Here's an example of tier 2s actually spawning. So yeah, random tier 2s. I think previously these were tier 1s. So yeah, again, this actually buffs survivors a little bit. There's more instances of that as well, so we'll keep it up. Is there first aid? There we go. So this was like the area that kind of, this lab was definitely inspired from Outlast. You can tell, a lot of people can tell. Whenever they play this map, they ask me, and yep, it was an inspiration. All right, we got lucky. I added this health cabinet. We got good spawns. This area looks a lot better lighting-wise. This was actually way too dark. Again, that's the power of HDR lighting, guys. Drop down here. I think really the only change to this panic event was I opened up this door, so this was a very common place people would camp, and I opened it up. Zombies can spawn here. Alright, let's do it. And there is tier 2 that spawn here as well. Oh, AK, let's go with that. Let's grab the laser sight. So the panic event is the same. It's just wait for the elevator to come, and then basically just leave it. There is a vent here. Fun fact: there was no way for the survivors or infected to get past the elevator. There was a little bit of a dummy aspect of me to forget about that. Yeah, and the elevator does kind of block it when it closes, but whatever. I needed a way. I needed a way, guys, to let special infected jump through when it's closed. So even though it's a little silly that the elevator just shuts on it, it's whatever. So we got. Oh shit! Oh shit! Interesting. All right.
We got a safe house.
Reloading.
Director was pretty merciful on that panic event. It's probably because I got fucked up. All right then. We got lucky. The panic event. All right. So for map 3, I know map 3 is actually the map that a lot of people they do kind of complain about, but I will sort of defend it and oh shoot, making sure the mic is good. I will defend it from my own perspective. This map is commonly like kind of complained about because of its difficulty, but low key it's actually not that difficult in my opinion, and especially after this update I made it even easier. But we'll get there. I'll defend it when I get there. I know it's very map developer of me to defend my difficulty of my panic event, but because most map developers make their maps way too hard, and I agree. I've definitely done that here and there. Alright, so basically get out of this area. Now over here, you get to choose on whether you want to, like, if you go up, you get more weapons, so there's tier 2s that always spawn here, and I actually added more health items, more stuff in here. to make it more worthwhile. So there's still tier 2s, but item spawns, got bile, might use it for this little pack event. I was about to get mad if the jockey actually got me out of this room. But yeah, so I added more health. This room was kind of inspired from like map 3, No Mercy, where people like have the choice of taking a shortcut or going for the weapons and health. So that's the idea behind this like area. There's a lot of health up here. Does anyone need this?
I got these pills.
Yeah, a lot of health. I think it's worth it if you're in need of it. Alright. Hunter? Alright. Oh shoot. Fun fact, you can jump off this ladder and lose no damage. That's because the bots love jumping off of it and they would lose half their health, so that's why. That's literally why. A lot of things in campaigns have to be kind of played around the bots. Yeah, so this area, there's a lot more snow piles and stuff over here. I did, on map 3, I did make some areas infected only. So you used to be able to like cut through either straight here, or you could technically go around on the truck and jump above it and then go around, but you actually can't do that anymore. This is infected only. So I kind of changed that because, oh, voice lines I'm talking over. Yeah, those are DLC lines that I mentioned. Oh shit, tank in a hole? Alright, let's run. So you basically have to, god damn it, this is bad. You have to go straight, and this kind of like, this buffs it for special infected a little bit, because it makes it so like, it's I don't know, I think going the left side was a little too easy for survivors. And also, it just makes sense. There's ammo here and everything. And also, because that side is infected only, this side is only for infected, so you can't even go here as a survivor. So that's something that I changed. You'll notice a lot of snow and stuff on a lot of these buildings and stuff. I did fix a lot of god spots that were in this map previously. Not just this map, but like the campaign in general. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you forget a little itty bitty nav spot that is not connected. It happens like that. Alright. Pipe bomb. This area too, I also a lot more snow on like the cargo. I think every single train car has like snow on it, which is like totally didn't need to go that way, but yes, even the ones in the background have snow on them. Let's see if I didn't trust myself. Oh, okay. I tried to get that achievement. No, I have every achievement, but you know what I mean. Level, I think it's level or charge. Yeah, you'll notice snow on this train cars and stuff. Also, there's a lot less. There's actually more bushes and stuff for the special infected to spawn from. So you'll notice this wasn't here before. This is just like to make this area less open. It was really open before, and I was okay with it. That witch spawn is funny. I was okay with like how open it was before, but now, again, like I said, this is like just kind of forcing the survivors to like, kind of go around. But yeah, a lot more detail as well has been added. Like I kind of paid attention to like how the special infected and infected in general are supposed to like be like in the map and stuff. So there's a lot more infected only areas. So I think this room is an example. This was a model before, but the infected can spawn on the other side and just drop through. This was a model. No one could cross this model that was here. But yeah, so there's stuff like that I think about. There's ammo here. This place did change a little bit. This is another example of me kind of adding more detail. So you'll notice there's actually shipping containers, boxes, kind of pushing the survivors to go a different direction, sort of go around. It was a lot more open before. I kind of liked it, but again, like I said, add some variety. And these train cars were not here before. There was actually no train cars at all. And you can go over there. I think there's like propane gas, sometimes a grenade launcher. This area was nice. This was a cool area to make. This was actually based off of a abandoned gelatin factory that I snuck into as a kid, which is kind of funny looking back. The gelatin factory actually looked just like this, and it looked like a Counter-Strike map. It was like the water was frozen because it was being demolished, and the only way to get into it was to drop through the floor, like we just did here. So that this like how this looks is kind of like how it looked in real life, except it was really dark. But the idea was like cool as hell. I was really into kind of just making that into a Left 4 Dead map, so that's what I did. But yeah, let's move up here.
Everybody grab a weapon.
So this panic event is one of the more complained about ones, but it's really kind of, I don't think it's really that hard at all. It's just people, it's like an understanding of like what to do, I think, is sometimes the problem. I actually think it's probably one of the funner, like, unique parts of this campaign is this panic event is like pretty free flow on like how you can do it, which not a lot of panic events are really like that at all. There we go, there's that. There's first aid spawns that I added, those were not there before. There's pills, I need that.
Okay, that's gonna last for a bit.
So there's more health, and there'll be more health packs by the safe room too. So that'll make the panic event a little bit easier, is that. For like the graffiti and stuff in this area, I think I was like inspired by The Walking Dead, like just kind of dystopian type. Like, I don't know, I was like, what is this area? And I was like, maybe this was like some cult that was like, I don't know. That had a good thing going on, and then it just like went sideways. So yeah, that's essentially this entire area is like basically based on that like gelatin factory in a way. It's completely demolished now, but it was cool to make it into a map. But yeah, this is the panic event where you backtrack to each button. Zombie got stuck in the door. So you'll notice there's a lot more snow on a lot of these props. So again, over here.
We got a safe house. Just keep going.
There's actually a lot more survivor dialogue. So I added lines that were technically cut from previous patches that I never used for the crazy guy. The crazy guy is actually my brother, by the way. The voice actor is my brother. Did a really good job. So essentially, there is actually survivor reactions to like the crazy guy, I guess, and they're actually random. So it's random on like who will say something to the guy. There's weapons here. I think those were there before. Let's see which one we get.
Hello?
Oh, it's Rochelle.
You killed my friends, huh? You killed them all, and you left me to die.
We are not infected. Come on, let's go.
No!
Nicholas,
I trusted you.
I think
I
it's time
trusted
for
you.
you
I
to
was
heal.
alone, and I trusted you. No, and you bit me. Go away. How about this? Dinner served. Show Dr. Mercy.
Hey.
Is he being serious?
They're coming.
Yeah. So there's actually voice lines on it, which is cool, because originally it was just like you talk to him and that's it. So you essentially have to wait for the gate to open, and then once it opens, you have to backtrack. to the other parts of the map. So now the buttons are actually flashing, so it should maybe be a little bit easier to see, at least in my opinion. But yeah, you backtrack to previous parts of the factory, and then you basically just go back. Fun facts, the reason why I think this panic event is a little underrated is it is a lot easier if you have multiple people. So if you have like friends that are able to coordinate, you can actually start the panic event and actually sit by each button. And I actually intended for that. It makes it significantly easier. Also, the time between each button is shorter. I think it was 3 seconds before, now it's 2. That 1 second, I know it's like, oh, 1 second, but it does, I feel like it makes a difference. Especially for those like buttons. So you can essentially start the panic event and not have to be near it, which is kind of cool. Damn, charger spawn after charger spawn. I won't lie, it is tricky. I won't lie. But you can like coordinate around it and basically avoid some of the headache if you want. You can like, I've seen someone like complete it in like less than 30 seconds. Like I was like, wow, that's crazy. He just had a couple of friends stand by the buttons and let it go, basically. So also I did nerf the health of the generator. So now it's 500, so it's less than a charger. I think if you played past the earliest of patches, it was a lot more. Yeah, so not even a full round of the AK, it takes it down. And also the panic event will end. That was my bad. I should have probably had that coded in there. The panic event ends once the charger came out because they opened the door. The panic event will end if you destroy the generator now. So that is a change. So you see, notice how it ended.
Reloading.
That's essentially a big balance change. Is now like the panic event is not infinite anymore. So once the generator is shot down, you actually get to end it. So it's cool. That was my bad. I totally forgot about that aspect of it. Yeah, it is kind of just going indefinitely. In my head, I'm like, the map's already over, but in Death Toll, they do actually make it end. And the Church Guy panic event, which is what that is kind of inspired by, is definitely inspired by the Death Toll Church panic event. And the next map, they kind of have voice lines, like kind of referencing the crazy guy. Nick actually, I will say, he uses some cut Dark Carnival lines when he talks to the guy. I know we weren't able to show it, but if you ever hear Nick talk to the guy, oh, they took all the first aid kits. Wow, I feel like an idiot. If you ever get the Nick voice lines from this panic event from the last map, some of them are like cut Dark Carnival lines to the hippie character that was originally supposed to be in the finale of Dark Carnival. There's more graffiti in this safe room. That was one thing that I added. So there's a lot more of that. Kind of referencing like where to go, that type of thing. And the color correction does make a big difference on this map. Oh my god, it looks a lot better. So here's the sort of tunnel section of this map, and then it goes to a harbor. The tunnel section was definitely inspired. Actually, I don't know. Actually, originally this wasn't a tunnel. It was actually going to be... It was going to be an extended... here, let me adjust this. It was going to be an extended part of like a factory. Like it was still going to continue that concept, but I thought it was like boring to do that because I did that in a previous map that I made when I was a kid, a really dumb map. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do a factory again. I want to do something different. Oh gosh. Oh! They're standing there. that molly is helpful. Alright, tank is dead. Yeah, the HDR lighting looks a lot better over here. It reacts a lot better with fire. I think what made me want to do the train tunnel section was just to be like, you know what, it kind of makes sense with what we've kind of built up. And I was like, yeah, why not? Pills.
Grabbing a shot.
This section is a split pathway. If you go up, you can get ammo. Most people go up. Got frag rounds. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, fun facts. Some people ask like, how is this possible for like concrete to like cave in like this? But I don't know, bro. It's a video game. Don't ask me how that happened. I just thought it looked cool, and that's why that's why I did that. Let's go over here. I'm not gonna hit the car alarm.
Don't shoot that car.
These witches are actually really dumb. If you guys don't know, the wandering witches are the worst AI. They have it's like technically bugged or something. I don't know. Their AI is terrible. You could literally like jump in front of them and shoot around. They wouldn't even care.
Pills here.
Got pills.
Reloading.
I guess I'll take some.
Look out now.
So here's this panic event. Fun fact: the earliest iterations of this map looked really bad. The earliest like patches. In fact, there was just like it was just very linear. And I changed that throughout the years. I didn't really like how linear it was. It's still a pretty linear event, but at least there's like stuff in the way, you know, making it cramped, that type of thing. People sometimes get lost here, so I did improve the direction a little bit. This is where a lot of people die in versus. It's pretty obvious why.
Let's get up here.
I added this giant board here for the survivors because the bots would sometimes jump in the water from jumping on the crate. Fun fact, yeah. So you could probably, Coach would have probably jumped in right there. It was a really like small chance of that to happen, but like this was the update to address like the weird niche stuff like that. So that's also why you can't jump on this ledge. You can jump on this ledge to get on the rocks, but you can't just walk on the ledge anymore because walking on the ledge, like I said earlier for map 2. It makes the survivors want to jump off the ledges and die, so had to change that. Yeah, this map actually was given a survival area, so this was one of the things I added. This was something I wanted to add way back in the day, but there was like a bug that was stopping me from adding survival mode here, so now this map has survival, so it's cool. And I'll show you guys a little bit of an Easter egg. This is for you guys. This is the shortcut that nobody probably knows of. Maybe some do. I wouldn't recommend doing it. If you go this way, I don't know why the bots are gonna probably die if they follow me. You can go around and essentially do a little shortcut. It's there's no point of it because like you do that in versus, you will probably get death charged. But if you want to like trick somebody. Yeah, you can go that way. Just be careful with the jump. It's very common. People will fall off. So here, there's actually a lot better clarity on like where to go. And also, this map is slightly extended, but not by a lot, and I'll say why. I'll show it, and I'll show why. It's coming up. I added one extra room, and fun fact, this one extra room was added because of... There was a glitch only in campaign mode that I'll talk about in a sec. Oh, the survivors are here. I might as well talk about it. There was a glitch in campaign mode. And there would be sometimes floating weapons on map 5. If you know, you know. Some of you guys are probably aware of this bug, but it only affected campaign mode if the levels were loaded consecutively, which is probably how most people are gonna play it. But the bug was the weapons from the previous map would spawn in, and they would always spawn in. And even when I tried to delete them, it took me years to try to figure out what was causing it. It was literally... The reason why the glitch was happening was because of the way I built map 4. In order to save on optimization, I basically made the map smaller, but I technically made it make no sense because instead of going like right at the harbor, you go left, and that you going left does make the map smaller, but it also doesn't make sense. If you look at the placement of the safe rooms, it basically, you're telling the game that you're going back to the original safe room in a way when you're not. But it remembers that location, it remembers the origin. So when it loads map 5, it just saves the origin of the previous safe room. So that's why there was a weapon spawning in that map. So yeah, it does make no sense. I am kind of calling myself out for doing a little trick to make the map smaller, which was building it in another direction, because that really does help on optimization. If I would have went right, it would have made the map a lot longer. And I didn't want that, so it was smart, but it ended up like causing a really silly bug where the safe room weapons would always spawn no matter what. And if you reloaded the map or played on versus, they wouldn't spawn because obviously you're not loading them consecutively. But it took me years to figure that out. I tried killing the weapons, like I did everything. I tried scripting them to disappear, didn't work. It turned out it was literally just making the map slightly larger, and it pushed the weapons out of that area, and it technically moved the origin of where those weapons would be. So I'll actually, I can't show them because you can't see them anymore, but I know where they are now, and they're out of view of the survivors, so that's good enough for me. That's all I wanted, honestly. So they're technically still there, because again, it's impossible for them to go away. It's just the way the map is built. But little things like that are like why Left 4 Dead 2 is such an interesting game to make a campaign for, because there's no tutorial on how to fix that. You just have to you really just have to kind of know. You really just have to know. I didn't know that for years. Actually, fun fact, the weapons are past. They are way past, if you know clip, they're past these boards. You can't see them, but they're all the way in the back of that little cave area. Cannot see them, obviously. Oh my god, there's a tank? That is rare. Oh my god, that's like a really small % chance. Oh my god. No! Oh god. I don't want to waste my molly. Alright, don't kill Coach, please. Okay. Whew. I mean, he would have respawned, but whatever, he's good. That was really unlucky. I've never seen that. I made it so there's only a small chance of that happening. I know in Dead Center map 4 that'll happen sometimes, which is funny. Yeah, the floating weapons used to be right there. Now they're gone. Now this map, we got a lot of changes. I made sure to really kind of add some balancing changes. So I'll go over them. So the optimization is a lot higher on this map. So there used to be kind of like some, I mean, the optimization is better across the entire campaign. But this area used to lag, and yeah, this is the back to school house. I was really bad at like building houses, so yeah, this is a flip on the back to school house. It is different, but I did start with it, yes. This area, I basically completely nerfed this house. So you can actually see there's a giant hole here. This house was really strong. I think it was one of the strongest parts of this map. And also I nerfed the upstairs area. This was probably the best spot to camp, and now it is completely nerfed as well. I wouldn't say it's uninhabitable, but I purposefully made it so it was more cramped. You can't hide under the ledges here, or the roof. Fun fact, in early patches, you could jump out the window. Fun fact, if that happened to you. I had to put clipping here. You could jump out the window and you would instantly die. But yeah, I just essentially made it more cramped. There's a giant hole, so you can get smoked down, you can get charged out. It's kind of cool. I think it's cool for the infected, not for Coach. And then another example of like, I did nerf the lighthouse too, because the lighthouse was probably one of the strongest areas too. Or maybe not the strongest, but it was really common because it's close. There is windows on every single floor now. Now, not every single window is open, but you'll see there's a window here. This was not there before, and infected can climb up. There's a window here. Jockeys can pull you out and then, you know, potentially kill you, or chargers too. There's windows. There's a window here as well. There's windows on actually every floor, and they weren't there before at all. So that was a big thing I wanted to add. And there's plenty of windows here too. So you hit the radio.
Molotov.
Yeah, it's nice. So essentially the reason why I added those windows was to like buff the special infected, so spitters can spit through the windows, they can boom, like boomers can walk through here, drop down. This was a very common, this floor of the lighthouse was a common place to camp at, so it's a lot weaker, especially getting jocked out here, that'll kill you. The reason why these windows aren't open is because this side was actually a buff to the survivors when this was open. So I didn't want to do that. Alright, let's go start it. And the visuals are a lot better too. This waterfall had really horrible particle effects. This is probably why, just my own inexperience with Hammer. But also, particles were a lot harder to add in earlier Hammers. With Hammer Plus, it's so much easier to see particles, so I was able to add these particle effects on the waterfall. They look a lot better now. I know people would laugh at it when the campaign ended, because you get to see it. Also, this spot, I did nerf this spot. There's another, I think there's 2 walls now that are breakable. And I also nerfed this corner. Surprisingly, this corner and the other corner were actually common spots to camp at. You can't go over here anymore, so it's a lot more cramped. So it's like basically infected only, and there's more like bushes where infected can spawn at. And also this side was made infected only. This was the more common hill to kind of camp on, I saw. Was holding here with like a sniper, and you technically still can, but infected can walk through the bushes without needing to climb over them. And also the survivors cannot go up the bushes, so there is that. Also, I did, some of you are going to be happy about this, I did make the finale, you'll notice when the rescue chopper comes,
Reloading.
I made it a lot easier, as the rescue chopper comes a lot faster, and you won't have to wait for it. I know people were like, it makes it really hard, you know, I kind of liked the difficulty of having to wait, but I know some people would die and it would piss them off, which I get. So the rescue chopper actually just arrives a lot faster, it has a quicker speed. Also, another thing that I did is I added a ramp here, and you might be like, what's the point of this? This actually does buff survivors and special infected, in my opinion. You don't need to jump to get up this ledge, and a lot of times tanks would get stuck on the ledges. So adding the ramp actually was a smart way to kind of get around fixing really dumb bots that would not jump up. All right, let's take my pills. And also, there's less like you're less likely to get stuck in the river. Like I remember there was like rocks that would kind of push, or I think it was like trees or something. People would get stuck. You're less likely to get stuck here. But it's still slow. It's a slow. Like I wouldn't recommend going in the middle. When I made this map was actually based off of the painting that is in here. So I'll show it. Let me grab some ammo because 2 tanks are coming. So the map was actually based off of this painting that's up here. There's a family member that made this painting, and then I really liked it, and I wanted to make it into a Left 4 Dead map. So I added that there as like sort of an Easter egg for people that want to see it. But yeah, I used pretty much the whole layout of this painting as like an inspiration. We're gonna have to fight some tanks. But the tree placement, the lighthouse, all that stuff I used. Oh god. Here they come. I should have got out of there, shouldn't I? Oh god. Oh, that works. Okay. Oh shit. There's not as shitty lighting back here. That was a thing that was a problem in the past. There was like bad shadows, so it looked really dark back there. I did fix that.
We don't have time for this. Get out.
All right, we got you, Ellis.
Ammo here.
Let's see. All right.
They shoot the shit on that thing.
Where's the other tank? Oh, we got lucky. Oh! He's dead. Nice. Whew.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah, that painting was a huge inspiration for this map. So, this is why this is one of my favorite maps that I made, is because I was able to like kind of make something that was like pretty unique. Especially with the water in the middle, it actually like nerfs Molotovs because tanks can shake off the Molotovs. And it was a really genius idea to sort of add something like that because, oh, there's the rescue chopper. Because no one really thinks about that, about balancing maps in that way, but I thought it was interesting how Molotovs were technically weak on this finale. You couldn't just run away as easily. And look at the particle effects. But yeah, this is one of my favorite maps of the whole campaign. Probably one of my favorite maps ever, too, to be honest. I really do like... I like that finale. Alright, you guys, so that is just a playthrough, just me talking over the inspirations behind Whispers of Winter. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the new update, the deluxe version. Hopefully you guys are doing well. There is a new campaign that I'm working on, so I'll do a playthrough of that when that's done. It technically is done, it just needs more, maybe by the time you see it, it is done, but yeah, it just needs a little bit more time. But the maps themselves are done. It's just like the other stuff around it that finishing touches type shit. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care. Have a good one.